We here at Purple for the Win, we're all about trying to find win-wins in situations that call for it. And a topic that's been bandied about the fan base for a long while is now trading for Trent Williams. Is it going to happen? All that other stuff. Also, trading Anthony Harris. Is that potentially going to happen as well? Because Anthony Harris, a couple weeks ago, was a surprise franchise tag. Hasn't signed that tender yet, so the Vikings could be open to shopping him. So why not converge these two worlds, just like a magic matchup style, like when the Harlem Globetrotters were on an episode of Scooby-Doo or something. Trade Trent Williams straight up for Anthony Harris. I feel like both teams win here, even though player-for-player trades generally don't happen very often, and when they do, it's actually pretty exciting. Like, was it Trey Turner for Russell Kuhn earlier in the season as well? Remember Kiko Alonso for Shady McCoy? How'd that one work out? But I feel like this situation works out best for both teams because we talked about with Anthony Harris. I like Anthony Harris. He is going to be 29 years old this upcoming season. Is he really worth $11.44 million this 1 year on the franchise tag? Do the Vikings see him as a long-term part of this defensive backfield? I say yes, but if the team is saying no, I think they should try and get premier value for him right now, and premier value would be Trent Williams. And now with Washington, whenever we post a video about Trent Williams and I was saying that Washington doesn't have any leverage in this spot, they don't. I mean, well, they hold his rights and he could sit out another year. I mean, that's fine, except how does that benefit them at all? Like, at all. So every single year, every single week, every single month that goes by, they're losing leverage here because they could have moved him at the trade deadline last year for a 1. Teams were ready to offer that. But now you see all the reports, the most that they could potentially get is a 2. So you tell me where the leverage is. All of a sudden, what they could recoup in a trade, that keeps going down in an earlier round. Sugar were going down. Yeah, okay. But they have all the leverage, trust me. So I think for Washington, since it is a new regime, since Ron Rivera is in charge, Bruce Allen is gone, I think what they could finally do is they could send off a fan favorite but disgruntled player that set out the entire 2019 season. They can be like, all right, we did what we could. We got what we got the most that we could get for Trent Williams. We got this young starter, Anthony Harris. He's going to play free safety. We just gave him a nice long-term deal. He's going to be paired up with strong safety Landon Collins. It's going to be a hell of a safety duo here in D.C., and we can move on with life. I think that is probably going to be the best case scenario for them at now because they can afford Anthony Harris. They get an immediate high-end starter that the Vikings may or may not see as part of their long-term plans. I think that's better than settling for probably a later second-round pick as well because I know everyone's talking about, what about the Bengals? What about the Jets? What about the Browns? They could be on them. I don't see them giving up an early second-round pick. So unless they take the Vikings later second round or 58 overall, they may be SOL. So immediately day one, are you going to be able to grab a guy at 58 or even potentially later than that? Maybe you can only get a third round pick at this point, right? So are you going to get a day one starter right now with that pick? Probably not. And as a fan base that is as fickle as Washington, and yes, they are hardcore there or whatever, but if you can get Anthony Harris immediately starting for Trent Williams, I think that's a win. For the Vikings, if they decided that Anthony Harris wasn't going to be part of the long-term plans, I think having a chance to get Trent Williams is a big deal, as well as so they currently have a little over $12 million in cap space. Moving Anthony Harris would free up $11.44 with zero debt. Cruz, remember, he's on his franchise tag, so that would give more than adequate room to sign Trent Williams. And you frankly, you have flexibility with what you want to do up front. So obviously, Trent Williams is going to be firmly playing at the left tackle spot. So now, what happens with Riley Reif? So you could cut Riley Reif, free up $8.8 more million. You could negotiate a pay cut with him as he moves into guard, which frankly, at this stage of the game, I think he would be open to because I think the amount that he would get paid on a pay cut would be more than what he could make in the open market as of currently. So he kicks into either left guard or right guard, and the Vikings go shopping. I mean, that still doesn't preclude them from picking up their left tackle of the future. Say if Josh Jones or Nezra Cleveland is there. Plus, they could play one of those two inside for a year. So I think, frankly, the Anthony Harris straight up for Trent Williams deal is a win-win for both sides. But I know everyone likes to talk about draft picks and whatnot. It's like, we want at least a 2 for Anthony Harris. It's like, we want at least a 2 for Trent Williams. Well, how about eschew the 2s and then trade for each other and then work out long-term deals on the opposing side? So maybe that's something that could be in the mix. Anthony Harris straight up for Trent Williams. we shall see. But your thoughts, let us know in the old comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.